Welcome back to another edition of Breaking the Barrier.
Now, do you know what number this is?
Yes, I know what number this is.
You messed it up last week.
I was an idiot last week. And
I'm glad to hear you admit it.
No, I definitely admit it.
Okay.
I definitely admit it. Last week I said it was episode number 8. And we were going on to number 9, but it was actually number 9. And we finally hitting double digits this week.
Without being canceled.
Without being canceled. Welcome to episode number 10 of Breaking the Barrier. I'm Adam Benz alongside my co-host. He's the vice mayor, the one and only David Crosier.
Howdy, buddy.
How are you doing this week?
Oh, well, you know, it's raining while we're recording and just kind of nasty out there. And other than that, it's not bad.
It's a Wednesday and we're recording on Wednesday. It's hump day, so it's time for you to get over the hump of the week.
Yeah, get over that hump.
Well, I do have a special surprise for you, which I'll give you at the end of the show.
Oh, my gosh.
It's your birthday present.
Oh, okay. I had a birthday?
You had a birthday a few weeks ago. You turned 25.
25. Yes, I did. I remember that.
Yeah, I told you. I had to wait till I got paid to get you the birthday gift.
I was born in 1993. Do the math.
Yeah, do the math.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a math magician, so...
Math magician?
Yeah, mathematician.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not one. Obviously, I screwed up last week's episode count.
Yes, you did. You're definitely not good with the math.
Not even realizing that we were hitting double digits this week.
Double digits without being canceled, but like the Atlanta Braves, there's always next time.
Speaking of the Braves, I like that wreath you have on your door.
The registrar for the city of Covington, Betty Leach, made that for me. She's raising money to get surgery for her dog's eyes, and she does great work. You can take a picture and put a still for everybody to see, and Betty's on Facebook, and if you want to contact her, find her on Facebook, or you can contact us at Breaking the Barrier, and we'll put you in contact with her.
Yeah, I mean, that wreath is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's better than the Yankees one.
Oh, let's not go there.
Why?
I'm a little bit sour still.
What about the Yankees getting beat by the Red Sox? And not just beat, humiliated. What was it, like 50-1?
16-1.
16-1. I was close.
But then they got eliminated last night.
But I keep thinking about that. 16-1. They should have gotten eliminated after that just for embarrassment.
Yeah, I don't want to discuss that.
Oh, well, my boys got beat by the Dodgers. I guess I'm a Dodgers fan now.
Yeah, they got beat by the Dodgers, but, I mean, that's not too surprising. I mean, the Braves have a young team, but...
Oh, but I could be a Dodger fan. I look good in blue.
You want to be a fan of what Daryl roots for?
Of Daryl Gleason?
Yeah.
I try not to do that. You know, align myself with Daryl Gleason if I can help it, but I don't mind.
You could at least align yourself with Lumpy. I mean, he's an Astros fan.
But that's American League.
Yeah, you're a National League guy.
I will always be a National League
Then why don't you be a Brewers fan? You have a Ryan Braun shirt.
Doesn't matter.
Ugh. And you'd even get my whole thing. I remember I saw you wearing that Ryan Braun t-shirt, and I was like, Braun! Like Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
and you were like, what?
And
what are you talking about?
What is this fool doing?
Look at the back of your shirt.
Yeah,
Braun.
and I forgot.
Unbelievable.
It happens.
Hey, I'm ecstatic, though. I know we don't need to really talk about wrestling, but did you see who came back and who's going to be wrestling again in the ring?
No, Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels.
So you must be like one of the few people excited about
I'm
this.
very excited.
You're such a wrestling mark. You know that?
He's bald now, but...
Hey, I'm getting there, so...
Yeah, but you're growing your hair out.
Yes, I am. I look like a hippie.
But he shaved his off.
I had, did you see his bald spot before? He had a bald spot worse than mine. Yeah, John Lanford told me the other day, he's the county administrator. He saw me the other day, and if you know John, he has, like, the shaved head, like I always had. And I always called it my John Lanford starter kit. And he told me the other day I look like a damned hippie.
Hey, I have a bad receding hairline myself.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And you never comb your hair.
No, why would I?
It must be a millennial thing.
I just go into work every day just how it is, and I'll flip it back.
And I'd
if I
say your
want.
boss is probably just glad you show up to work.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, I have to take time out to come do this.
Oh, and I appreciate that. He and I worked that out. He ain't such a bad guy after all.
He's all right. I mean,
He can be a butthole.
I know he listens to the show, so I'm going
Hey,
to
buddy.
keep it PG.
Yeah, because, he tries to be a good guy sitting at the foot of the cross and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but he could be a donkey sometimes.
Well, working with you...
I know, working with me is not the greatest.
Working with you, and I just know from what little we do here, I have gone significantly grayer since working with you.
You're welcome for that.
Yeah, I wish you was as easy to work with as Zabrowski.
Hey, he's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, but he's a dork though. I kind of lead him around there. He is not very sophisticated.
He's
at
a
all.
wrestling fan too.
Yeah, he's worse of a mark than you are.
We were actually talking about that. Actually, just before I walked in here to set up with you, spoke to him about everything that happened on Raw and
Was
SmackDown.
he as giddy as you are about Shawn Michaels coming back?
Yeah, but not so much as I am.
No, I'd say not.
I mean, I was a big DX mark, so.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a greater faction than the Four Horsemen.
Oh, that cut me worse than if you'd insulted the Atlanta Braves. Oh my God!
I have no reason to insult the Atlanta
DX
Braves.
never took somebody out in a parking lot, strapped them to a truck, and
like
took
they
out
did
their
Dusty
arm.
Rhodes?
Dusty Rhodes. DX never did that. So until they do that, and they're too old now to really do a whole lot.
No, but they did go to WCW and almost got in.
But they didn't get in.
Almost.
But that was
Eric Bischoff's fault. You imagine if DX actually got into the arena,
been awesome.
their ratings would have skied to a point where
skyrocketed. You mean?
Yeah, whatever.
Now, before we go any further,
Yes.
we have a birthday. This comes out on Thursday, the 11th. Got a birthday for the 11th.
Yeah. The show will get published on the 11th.
Hopefully by noon, if you do your job right. And noon means 12 p.m., not between the hours.
I'm actually
going
to be very busy tomorrow, so I actually might publish it at midnight tonight.
Do not get people excited that this might happen every week.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, do not get the bar set too high.
It'll be on before noon tomorrow, I'll say that.
And we appreciate that. I got one or two loyal listeners that,
I have about 5 loyal
You
listeners.
got 5?
Yeah.
And one of them's your mom.
Yep.
Your mom's awesome, by the way.
Zabrowski's a loyal listener,
Yeah,
too.
his mom listens, and those moms are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those moms are awesome.
And Zabrowski's
how-
soon-to-be mother-in-law listens, from what he told me.
How'd those two mothers get y'all?
I have no
Such
idea.
sweet mothers, and y'all came out. Lord God.
My mother is a very nice, sweet lady.
Sainted lady to have you. Of course, people say that about my mama, but, I can't argue with that.
Yeah. Sure.
You're not arguing, are you?
I have nothing to say because I'm not going to... Never mind. We're not editing anything today, so I'm going to try to keep it PG.
Yeah, please do, because we'd like to get some advertisers and sponsors on here.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be nice.
That's your job to do.
No, that's your job.
Why'd it be my job is to show up and talk.
That's all you do at work. That's all you do here, and you get paid for that.
You don't pay me.
I know, but you get paid by that other dude.
Yeah. Not much, but
Hey,
what little works.
At least you got a job.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not complaining about having a job
That's
either.
right.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, we have a birthday.
Yeah, you're
on the
supposed to
11th.
mention the birthday.
I know, and you got me distracted. It don't take much. See, you did it again. Cody Fisher, he's a senior down at Covington High School. His birthday is Thursday the 11th. As you hear this, it's today. Happy birthday, Cody. And since it'll happen before our show next week, on the 17th, happy anniversary to Jen and Dee Dee Dillon. We love you too. Very loyal listeners, and they'll tell me. They're the ones that tell me if it's not on by noon.
Okay.
They're the ones that tell me.
So somebody will tell you that it's not
Oh,
by
yeah. It's like Zabrowski when he messes up and doesn't get the online paper put on in the morning. My phone starts blowing up.
How many times has he done that?
Oh, my gosh. 15, 20 times.
Oof.
It's a good thing I'm an understanding guy.
I'm sure it's probably late when he does that too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I bet he's falling asleep on the laptop waiting for it to come through.
That is sad.
What, falling asleep on a
Y'all
laptop?
are young guys. Y'all need to be able to go 3 or 4 days without sleeping.
I've passed out looking at my phone plenty of times.
How much have you drank,
A smidge here or two there.
You had refreshments.
I had refreshments.
You had refreshments.
Nothing more needs to say on Breaking the Barrier.
No.
But with episode number 10, we're going to have fun on this episode. We're not going to dive into anything, crucial or groundbreaking, anything like that. Nothing.
We will next week.
Next week, yes.
We're going to talk about the local governmental elections next week.
Yes.
So you'll want to tune in for that.
Why won't they want to tune in for tonight?
Oh, they'll want to tune in for today, but they're already tuned in.
Okay,
fool.
gotcha. Fair enough. I mean, we're just going to have fun with today's
but dude,
episode.
They're already tuned in for today's episode.
Oh, fine.
Got it?
As long as you don't ramble on and bore people like you did last week.
I do that every week.
You're right.
I do that
But
every week.
you went on for over an hour.
So?
Was it over an hour or was that the week before?
That was the week before.
I can't remember now.
Dude, you have not begun to see the level of talk I can do.
I'm trying to remember the episodes we've done.
That is bad. And you're
Hey,
a lot younger
I
than
couldn't remember
am.
the numbers of episodes we've done.
That's because you're not a good math magician.
Hey, we've had some funny moments on this show.
Yes,
We've had some funny mail time, too.
I enjoyed this, and I'm enjoying this. I've heard a lot of good compliments on this. Couple of weeks where I kind of rambled.
But
People said I was long-winded, and we needed to shorten it, and that's a good point. But that's your job to keep me on focus, keep me on task.
But you were informative that that episode.
Kind of funny. We had a TV producer come in here 2 or 3 years ago, and trying to do. And it's a long story about what the premise of the reality show was, but she was working with me because. With me being on council, and she learned the hard way after Skyping a few times that keep me on task, keep me focused, because her nickname for me now is Squirrel.
Why?
Because I'd be talking about squirrel and talking about something and I would dart in another direction, and so even to this day, 3 or 4 years later, she'll send me a message here and there and say, "Hey, Squirrel, what's going on your side of the country," and all this stuff. So,
and then you get back to her like 3 days later, as you do with that post you did.
I either get back to people within 0.2 seconds or within 5 to 6 business days.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no in between.
Yeah, I get that too from you. It's either boom right there and then, or
Well, you're more than likely to catch me at 2 in the morning than you will at 8 in the morning.
Yeah, because you don't sleep and
No,
you
I
are
don't.
awake at that time.
Yes, I am, whether I want to be or not.
Hey, remember that one mail that we got that emailed from? I can't remember his name, but he said that. He said he had underwear that was older than the both of us combined.
Yeah. That's sad. Dude needs to go to Walmart and get some bloomers.
We've had some interesting mail.
Yes, we have. Do we have any this week?
Nothing this week. Nothing worth noting.
Nothing worth noting.
Yeah.
One of the things, and I want people to be thinking about this, and they can send us through our messages ability and all
and
that.
Email us at website at thevirginiareview.com.
Or you can go to our Facebook or Instagram
Yep.
or whatever the case may be.
Or on Twitter.
Every now and then the discussion comes along about area school consolidation. And I'm just curious, as I know what I think, but my opinion right now is not a big deal, and we've talked about that in the past. You can get that in the archives. But I want to know what other people think about it. And, a lot of the talk is going to be, the part about, loving the Cougars or loving the Mountaineers, or they're still mad that Clifton Forge High School merged with the county back in 1983 or whatever. But I'm just curious, especially from parents. I'm a parent. I know what I feel. I know what the wife feels. I'm curious as to what other people feel. Because at some time down the line, I think that local governments are going to have to make that decision.
Of a school merger?
Of a school merger. Because I don't really have the confidence in the two school boards that they're going to pull it off on their own. So I'm afraid it's going to have to come down to the local governments at some point. But I would really like to know what people think. And we might read some of the letters on here. I don't know. But I really want to get an idea what people think.
Yeah, a letter, an email, whatever it may be. Send it through any of our social media and on our email.
Hickey on the screen so they can see it. whatever you call those, still.
Oh, a still, yes.
Yeah,
a
I
picture.
can't remember what
yes.
that stuff's called.
Yes, a still.
I'm a wordsmith. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Website at thevirginiareview.com. You can send us an email there or anywhere on Facebook Messenger. Send us what Crosier just talked about. Send us your thoughts, and we will read them on air. We won't specify who you are, but we'll read them, and Crosier will definitely talk about it and answer it.
And don't forget, next week, the show will come out right before this starts, but next weekend in Clifton Forge is the 48th annual Clifton Forge Shrine Fall Festival.
Wow, next weekend.
Next weekend. I'll be down there with my beloved Shrine brethren, and I will...
Do you have the hookup with Shriner Donuts?
Don't I bring you some every year?
You did that.
I've known you 2 years.
The Cork and Pork Festival.
No.
Yeah, you got me some at the Cork and Pork Festival.
I got you some at the Swine and Wine, but I also got you some last year because I made a special effort to bring back some for you and for Karen Graham and for some other people.
That was you?
That was me.
Oh, I didn't know you did that.
Oh, well.
That was nice
See,
of you.
I don't like taking credit for that stuff as long as you got some kind of enjoyment.
I did. I actually ate half a dozen that day.
No, I can tell. But I have no reason to talk because I could wipe out a 12-pack of Krispy Kreme in about 3 minutes. So, but no, next Friday, everything kicks off. I'll be able to go down and see my dear friend Carl Brinkley in Clifton Forge. I love that man. I get to see my sweetheart, Darlene Burcham. She is absolutely one of a kind. She gets a bad rep sometimes, but if I had to have somebody not only in a political fight, but probably in a street fight, I'd have Darlene. Because she is one tough cookie, but I think the world of her, and I'll get to go down and see my brethren down there, and it's a good time. It's a good weekend. Make sure you go out and support it. All the funds raised by the Clifton Forge Shrine goes to support area children going to the Shriners Crippled and Burned hospitals in the various areas. We're going to have a special supplement in the paper with all the entertainment, with the history, all that kind of good stuff. That's going to drop Tuesday in Tuesday's edition, next Tuesday's edition of the Virginian. That's the 16th. So you'll want to make sure you get a copy of that.
And again, that's next weekend, the Fall Festival, correct?
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Kicks off on the 19th, and it'll go 19th, 20th, and 21st.
What time does it start on Friday?
On Friday, the kickoff is at noon.
Noon, okay. So I can go down there at lunchtime and get some donuts?
Yeah, if your boss will let you leave.
Oh, he lets me leave for this show.
Oh, okay. Well, he is not a bad guy.
He's not bad, no.
Yeah, he needs to buy me lunch again, though.
I mean, he is a donkey sometimes, but...
Well... aren't all of us.
I mean, you're a bigger donkey than he is.
Yeah, I've heard that.
What, not just from me?
Donkey.
I'm actually looking forward to that because I've been
I love that movie Shrek, by the way.
Craving me some Shriner Donuts lately.
Oh my God, you're gonna start. At least you're off of the Cakes Your Way cookies for right now.
Oh,
or are you still on to them?
I'm still on to those cookies.
Oh, I tell you what, if you haven't been down to Cakes Your Way yet, get down there. They stay booked up on cake orders, but you can go in there and get, if you're like me, just get a plain cup of black coffee, or if you want one of those fancy foo-foo coffees, they got those.
I hope Teresa actually is listening, because we want her to be a guest soon.
Yeah, I've talked.
Are you working on that?
I talked to Teresa. It's just a matter of, because she stays so busy.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's just a matter of getting her slowed down to where she and I could talk. Marla Acreage is going to be on the show one week. She's in the same boat. She's doing so much for this area. I got to see her and some other people from around the area and do some visiting around the city of Covington this morning, and that went really well. Can't really go into a lot of details at this point, but there's a lot of promising things going on, but she stays busy. So, I want to get her on here, and looking to have our buddy Gerald Morris come on here eventually.
It'd be nice.
You think that you can make that happen?
I've already tried, and no word.
Well, he stays busy. Even when he was helping us recently with the wife's car, they are swamped at Right Way Motors, and you can't go wrong with dealing with them.
Yeah, they have 2 locations now.
2 locations, and it's the darndest thing. The sale to buy the wife's car went through incredibly smooth. They resold Bertha. Broke my heart, but they resold Bertha quickly. I mean, they just do a phenomenal job.
How are you without Bertha?
Well, nobody knows me now because I don't have the personalized plate.
Right.
I don't have Bertha. Whoever bought my truck is getting all kinds of waves, I'm sure. Some with 1 finger, some with 5 fingers.
You didn't put the license plate on the car you're driving now?
On the go-kart?
On the go-kart?
No.
Why not?
I just didn't because I really despise dealing directly with the DMV.
So why don't you can't just switch the plates over?
I don't think you can't do it, because that's a tad illegal.
Yeah,
and I do not look good in orange. Now, I don't know if you can do that online. I don't think so. This is one of those that I would have to make a trip
makes sense, yeah.
in there to do it, and
you don't want to do it through the DMV.
No, yeah. And the ladies who work there, are nice to me. But it's just a matter of sitting and waiting and getting your number called.
Just for a license plate.
Yeah. But no, once I learned how to pour my big body into this little bitty Honda.
I took a video of you doing that, by the way.
Oh my gosh!
So I might put it on.
Funny story from years ago when I worked at Loving Funeral Home full time. Pat Loving had bought this tiny little Saturn. And I'm a big dude, 6'3". I'm down to like 255 from 310 back in January, by the way. But at that time, I was still a big dude. And so he buys the car and says, take it up and get it filled. Well, where Lucas is now was a full-serve gas station. You didn't have to get out. They did it for you. So I drove up there, my suit and tie, because we had a visitation that night, filled the car up, take it back to the funeral home parking lot, and I couldn't get out of it. I was wedged in there so bad. And finally, I had to tuck and roll and just throw myself out into the parking lot, and here I am rolling in the parking lot with a... But this was a little bit easier getting into the go-kart than that was, but it's a good car. Eventually, I'll pass it down to the 14-year-old when she starts driving.
Yeah, a few years away.
Not long.
Yeah, not long at all.
Not long. About a year from now, she'll be getting her learners. Stay off the sidewalks, folks.
Well, we do have a couple of stories that are going on around the Alleghany Highlands. Today was the grand reopening of Food Lion.
Yes, it was.
And were you down there for that?
Yes. I was. I got there right at 7:45 when they did it. I left plenty of time early enough, but
7:45 a.m. You got up at 7:45 a.m.
Yes, I did. That's what I do to represent our fair city.
Wow.
Well, I live a mile and a half away, and left.
You could have just walked there.
Really?
Yeah, no, you don't.
You can't get the people listening. Did not see my face I just gave you. Oh,
I'll put a still of that.
Yeah,
face.
like that's going to happen. But they're doing road work on Jackson, so I got caught up in it. And I swear to goodness, there's 3 stoplights between my house and Food Line, and I got caught at every single one of them. So I rolled in there right when they started. Really, really good turnout. And, they had a lot of customers turn out. They had some giveaways. And if you haven't been in the remodeled Food Line, go in there and look. I'm in there every morning getting my day's worth of tobacco.
And donuts.
And donuts when
occasionally.
I'm in there. And occasionally donuts. But if I'm going to get a snack or whatever, I love going in there. It's pretty bad when the people that work there, all you have to do is give them a number and they know exactly what you want. You don't have to tell them what you want, just tell them how many packs, and it's great. I love it.
At Food Line?
At Food Line, yeah. There's a couple of them in there. A girl named Ashley, who's wonderful. Vicky's wonderful. All of them are wonderful, but I walk in and I just tell them 2, 3, whatever I want. They already have it for me when I get in line. So... you don't get customer service like that except in a small town. But
That's right.
Gorgeous building. They remodeled it, and it really, the building size did not change, but the way they did it, the scheme of it, makes it look so much bigger.
And their chicken wing bar is phenomenal. I
didn't
know if you
had a chicken wing bar.
Oh, crows. You need to go after we get done with this show just to take a peek at it.
I'll have to do that.
Are you a chicken wing fan?
Not really, but I'm sure they have something else, don't they?
Well, they have...
They got Krispy Kreme.
Well, no, I'm talking about the chicken bar.
But why waste real estate in my stomach if it's not a Krispy Kreme? Or a taco.
Chicken wings.
Or a taco.
But
it's not Taco Tuesday.
It's not Taco Tuesday.
But
go down to San Juan for some delicious tacos.
Oh, yeah, and a daiquiri.
and a beverage of choice.
Refreshment.
Yes, a refreshment. I prefer the brain fart.
Pina
the
colada?
least. No, not pina colada.
You like something with an
If
umbrella?
you like pina colada.
You look like a guy that would like one of them little fruity drinks. With
I
the
do like
umbrellas.
pina coladas.
No doubt.
I definitely do with like a pineapple with it.
No doubt you lush. Margarita?
Margaritas are good too. No, not a margarita. Oh, brain fart.
I tell you, you're not having a good day, are you?
I am not. I can't believe I can't think of it.
Whiskey
sour.
Oh, I like those too.
Midori sour, whiskey sour.
Yeah, I don't do
both of them from there.
You know, every now and then. San Juan's about the only place I do it now. But you know, they've got some good stuff down there. Lord have mercy.
Oh, their food is delicious.
If San Juan was on my way home, I would be 900 pounds. I swear to goodness. Because it's not on my typical route from home to downtown Covington. Because, folks, whether you know it or not, once I leave the house, everything I do, basically everything I do in my public life was in a 2-block area. The Virginian, Loving Funeral Home, City Hall, Granbury Church. Everything I do is like one little area. So, but yeah, I love me some San Juan.
Oh, who
You're
does,
really
man?
making me hungry.
Me too. I'm hungry. I didn't eat lunch yet.
But I did pass you this morning on the interstate.
You did?
I was heading down to Dabney this morning, going down to see the good folks at the EDC. I was going down to visit with Terry and Marla down there, and of course get coffee. Because everywhere I try to make my scheduled stops where I can procure free coffee.
What time was that?
That was 8 o'clock, a little after 8.
A little after 8, yeah?
Yeah. You didn't recognize me in the go-kart.
No, I didn't. Normally, I mean, the license plate's the giveaway.
But the thing is, I'm not used to being incognito. And it's so cool. I can drive places and, you know, scream at people and nobody knows it's me.
Right.
So,
or get, you know, a face looked at you or something.
Yeah, I get that anyway. Everywhere I go, I get a mean face looking at me.
Oh,
I don't know why I'm such a sweetheart.
Yeah, you're a lush.
I know. Hey, wait a minute. I'm not a lush. Man. So, I'm still excited. I haven't had an update with Zabrowski for a while. You probably have. I think you and him are kind of attached at the hip.
Yeah, the social media plug.
Oh, my gosh. What's going on with my app?
October 31st. We're still looking at October 31st. The app is done, from what I hear.
Okay.
The app is done. That's going to be, what I heard is going to be finalized and everything. Changes can be made. The app's done. Zabrowski told me changes can be made once it's been set and everything. The new website for the VirginiaReview.com, that's going to be launched the 31st, as well as the app. Just a few kinks have to be worked out there, and then everything's going to be all set with that.
See how smoothly this ran when I put Zabrowski in charge and not me?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've been working on this for 2 years, and I turned it over to him, and within a month, we're almost ready to go.
I know he's got a few gray hairs coming in from working on this huge project.
Well, and working for me.
Working for you, yeah. I mean, of course he's got gray hairs working for you.
No, I'm kind of a demanding dude.
You are. I mean, you even demanded me to get one of the shows up recently at noon.
Well, you know, go figure. We advertised that we're going to have these things up at 12 p.m., which is noon.
I've never advertised that it was going to come up at 12 p.m.
I have.
You have.
I have marketed this thing.
But who's the main host?
Me.
I mean, we are co-hosts, but...
Me.
Who's the one that came up with this?
Oh.
Well, actually, you did, but I came up with this show.
You did. Once I finally knew what a podcast was, I'd never even heard of one.
And who helped you get into podcasts? Me.
Zabrowski.
Me.
You.
I told you about all the podcasts with, well, you found Cornet on your own. But
Oh, yeah.
the ones that I like the most with Conrad and Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Something
one.
to
That's a
wrestle.
good one.
Yeah.
Now, what about one of these days if I can score Conrad Thompson as a guest?
If you could do that, I'll bow at your greatness.
I would be the king at that point.
You would. I'd bow at your greatness.
I would be the king. This dude lives in Alabama. He's marrying Ric Flair's daughter.
Woo!
He looks like me. He's a big, fat, white bearded guy. So, I mean, you know.
And he tweeted you.
Yeah.
I mean, you tweeted him. He tweeted you back.
And he's a kindred spirit. But if I can score that dude on here, I would be the king of podcasting. You know, we got
What would he talk about, though?
We'd find something. We got the #1 podcast in the Alleghany Highlands. Do you know that?
Oh, we definitely do have the number one.
Yes, we do.
Number one podcast.
But see, and the reason why it took me a year and a half to finally give the go-ahead to do this, I watched this other illegitimate media nonsense on Facebook, and I didn't want to do video because I didn't want it to look like the Blair Witch Project like a lot of them do, and I just wanted to make sure we had a good product. I wasn't going to throw something out there. Yeah.
It takes time.
And we didn't just start recording,
out of the blue, yeah.
Yeah, it took us, 3 or 4 weeks to plan this thing out and decide what we wanted to do before we went. So.
And we started recording from a phone, which wasn't bad.
Yeah, now we got like a 10-year-old computer.
Which is, it works. It
works.
does the trick.
It does the trick.
You don't do something overnight and say, hey, we're going to start a podcast tomorrow, because it's just going to sound like crap.
It does.
It took us 4 weeks to develop the concept of the show and everything, and we're still developing the show itself.
Yeah, and I still sound like crap, but I give it all I got.
We still have listeners.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
1 or 2, it's all that matters.
In last week's episode, we got 700 hits within like 28 hours.
I know, that is awesome.
I don't know what the exact number is for the show right now, but 700.
Why didn't Zabrowski look it up for you? That's what he's here for.
Yeah, he is, but I'm sure he's busy today. I barely got to talk to him, so.
Uh-huh.
I had important things to talk to him about. DX,
yeah. Y'all had to...
talk about wrestling for a few minutes.
Is he a Red Sox fan?
No, he's a Yankee fan, too.
Oh, so y'all had to commiserate together.
Yeah.
Oh,
but we didn't talk about that. We went right into... I hadn't seen him in a week, so... I had to ask him about how he thought wrestling was. And
that's the important part.
It's more important than work.
No, let's not go down that road now.
Yes, wrestling is more important than work.
Let's not go down that road now. I love wrestling like the next dude, but you could do like me and just get a TV in your office and... No,
I can't do that with my job.
Oh.
I know he does. He has a nice little TV on his desk.
Because I'm that good of a dude.
That you let him have a TV?
Yeah, I figured if it makes him work harder, heck yeah. That's why I've got one. I work better when I've got noise
I get it. The background noise. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I can't work in silence.
I can't sleep in silence.
See, you know me long enough to know that very little that I do is in silence.
It's like light. I actually like sleeping with light on.
You're just weird.
Yeah, maybe so.
And you watch those gay vampire shows. I didn't know you'd like it or not.
Oh, my gosh.
Here we go on the gay vampire show.
Here we go again.
What was that show called?
The Vampire Diaries.
Now, that's a whole lot different. See, that's gay vampires. Supernatural is a whole lot better show than...
We're not boring these fine listeners
with this
There's a
lot of people. I tell you what, if you put on the post for this by noon tomorrow that we're talking about Supernatural, the hits will go right up.
The hits will go up with Vampire Diaries.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
What, you and Zabrowski listening to it like 50 times each?
What's wrong with that?
Well, I didn't say there was anything wrong with it, but that's probably how the other ones in the other illegitimate medias are getting all their views. They keep watching it over and over and over.
Well, anyways, folks, this is our social media plug for the day.
Why'd you jump off that topic?
Because I thought we would move on to another topic.
Oh, I thought you didn't want me to get too far. You wanted to keep it PG.
No, that, and I didn't want you to keep rambling on.
Oh, squirrel!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're
going to put a squirrel up there now, aren't you?
More than likely.
More than likely, yeah.
Probably a squirrel face on a donkey's body.
Do you got the skills necessary to make that happen?
No, but I'm going to ask Zabrowski too.
Oh, yeah. I taught him well.
Yeah. Or you could make it for me.
No, I couldn't do that.
No, you wouldn't want to make fun of yourself.
No, I do all the time,
okay.
But that's what I pay him for.
Yeah.
Everything that I know, everything he knows, I taught him.
So on October 31st, the brand new website to thevirginiareview.com will be launched, as well as the app to the Virginia Review. Again, the app is basically done, and the website just has a few kinks to it. That's according to Zabrowski. Also, you can find us on social media on Twitter, @ReviewVirginian. That's the place to follow the Virginia Review. And on Instagram, @Virginia Review. YouTube, Virginia Review. Look at this still.
Now, on the Twitter machine.
On the Twitter machine, yeah.
We are getting some views on that, too,
Oh,
aren't we?
quite a bit of views,
followers
yes.
on that, too, and nobody else around here has the Twitter machine, either.
That job posting that Zabrowski did with the motor route carrier got almost 600 views within a few days.
Now, I gave you a task last week.
Me?
Yeah.
What task was that?
Between you and Zabrowski to get us on iTunes.
Ah, that's right.
Did you pull that off yet?
It's a work in progress.
I told you it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It is not. You chastised me, but that is not easy. It's like some government level clearance to make this happen, and finally to the point I knew I had to tap out.
We do have a third party with YouTube now, so to help us
and that
launch
helps.
that.
But still, once you get past that. It's
a lot of walls to break down.
It's like a 500-page instruction manual on how to pull this off.
I don't have time for that.
Well, and it was far beyond my mental capacity.
And you don't have time for that.
Well, I might have time, but I ain't got the intellect for it. I know my limitations, and technology from about 1996 is my limit.
And Facebook, of course it would be from 1996. You
dinosaur?
Yes, thank you.
Let me fill in the blanks for that.
That's exactly what I was looking for. I just couldn't think. I was going to say you squirrel, but you dinosaur.
But yeah, we were talking last night about millennials.
Millennials, yes.
And I said, I don't really understand millennials. And Alan Tucker, my buddy, said it's because you're too old. And that's pot calling the kettle black. But, maybe I am. But I make it look good.
You prefer to write everything down on a piece of paper because you can't hack a piece of paper.
You cannot hack a piece of paper.
Unless they're going into your pockets to get that piece of paper.
And if you got your hand in my pocket, I better have a wedding ring. You better have a wedding ring of mine on there, because if it ain't my wife in my pockets, we're going to have an issue.
Uh-oh.
I don't mind her putting a hand in my pocket, but if I have somebody else's hand in my pocket, I'm telling you what, if there's somebody else's hand in my pocket, we're going to have an issue. And I carry a notebook around with me all the time, and you got to pry that from my dead cold hands.
Well said.
Well said.
And I did notice.
And that don't mean somebody listening to this has to try it and see if it works.
I bet you somebody's going to try it now.
Some smart Aleck's going to try it and see what happens.
Who do you think it would be?
Oh, I don't know. Might be Gleason.
Oh.
Yeah, but I can't do nothing to my buddy Daryl. I don't like messing with the mentally challenged.
I did see that the Virginia Review Facebook Friends account made a recent post about following the new Facebook page. Yes. Virginia Review / Alleghany Highlands. We're just going to plug that again right now. Dash Alleghany Highlands.
Don't confuse people.
I think it needs to keep going out more and more, because I see that more followers keep following it.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, Zabrowski made me a moderator of that. I don't even know if you knew that.
What's a moderator?
In charge of it, too.
Oh,
so I have access to being in charge of the Virginia Review Alleghany Highlands page.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I noticed you were looking at my muscles. Don't keep looking.
No, I was looking to see why you didn't have any muscles.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. I was just pulling up my shirt. It's hot in here.
It ain't hot in here.
It's warm in here.
Well, I gotta keep the jungle at a certain temperature consistently for my babies.
Your plants.
I got springtime flowers in here that are now blooming in October. I get flowers all year long, but it's like a greenhouse. You got to keep it at a certain temperature.
All right, you're boring them. Anyways.
Wow. Wow, I insult your muscles, and look what I get. Or lack thereof.
The new Facebook page, Virginia Review / Alleghany Highlands. Follow that one, because the Virginia Review Friends Facebook page will not be using it anymore. There will not be any posts, so make sure to follow.
What if I want to post on it?
But why would you?
Just to irritate you.
Why, though? I mean, you're going to confuse the heck out of people.
Well, if I'm confused, I might as well confuse them, too. Oh. But it would irritate you, so that's even better.
Oh, it irritates me every time I walk in here.
Man, you're really cutting me to the quick today. Wow. And I don't even have any Dr. Pepper here.
No, you got a Sunkist.
I got a Sunkist orange soda.
Orange soda? I love orange soda. Adam loves orange soda.
Adam loves orange soda.
Is it true?
It's true.
I do. Ooh. That's from Keenan and Kel. I don't know if you ever saw that TV show.
No, that was after my time.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, you're 25, so it would be before your time.
Yeah.
Well, Crosier, I think it's that time of the show where I give you your birthday present. And I think you're going to like it, because we've been talking a little bit about him today. And it goes with your shtick.
My shtick?
Yeah, what's your shtick?
Socks.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
All right, you can pull it out of the bag.
Woo! Ric Flair socks. Oh my gosh. It's awesome, dude.
The Nature Boy Ric
The
Flair.
Nature Boy Ric Flair. The greatest wrestler of all time.
Third actually. Roman Reigns and then Shawn Michaels and maybe Ric Flair.
Oh my gosh, dude. Dude. You give me a gift and you take it and you cut me down again.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I should have had your boss pay you sooner.
Yeah, you probably should have.
Yeah, he needs to give you a raise, but
a raise would be nice.
yeah, it would be for all of us, wouldn't it?
It would.
But we're still employed.
And I'm not complaining.
For now.
Yeah, I mean, I might not be after this show, but
Nah, we'll keep you around.
you don't pay me.
That's why I'm gonna keep you around.
That doesn't help me. But
Why's this got to be all about you?
I had to make a living.
That's a you problem, not a me problem.
Well, yeah, my boss after this show might not like what I said about him, but
Oh, he don't care. He don't. You really think he listens to this
oh no, he
nonsense?
does. He definitely does. That's why I called him a donkey today.
Oh, okay. Now, don't you give him my thing.
Oh, socks?
No, the donkey.
Oh, the donkey. No,
Yeah,
no,
because I got people now who identify a donkey with me.
Right. No.
Yeah.
He knows I play with him all the time, so.
Because life's too short to be serious.
It is.
You gotta have fun, man.
And that's why you have a shtick like that, is to have fun. Those are fun socks.
Yes, it is.
It's a I'll throw a still on there. It's Ric Flair's face on the socks.
Ooh.
That's his old school face,
Yeah.
not the the now time.
Zombie Flair.
Yeah.
Because he died last year and then came back, so he's like Zombie Flair now.
And he'll be on SmackDown next week.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
right. That's the 1,000th episode.
1,000th episode
Wow,
of WWE
I
SmackDown.
haven't been around that long.
Yeah, you have.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I just don't remember.
You were. I mean, it was like what 97 it came around.
So I was like a year or 2 years old.
4.
4?
If you were born in 93.
Yeah. I'm not a math magician either. I'm a wordsmith, not a math magician.
Damn. Cut me down too.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, you cut me down as soon as we entered the show, so I had to cut you down.
Well, I got to be consistent.
Yeah,
I got a fan base to entertain.
And we also have one that we want to keep around and not bore.
Who's that? My wife?
No, the fan base.
One fan?
No, we don't want to bore them.
Oh, we stopped. We got past that about 2 minutes in.
You're right. And
But
now we're at
next
40
week
minutes
is going
in.
to be a good one.
Next week is going to be a good show. I mean, you already know the topic of next week.
Yeah, this is this was my idea because we do have governmental elections coming up. Covington, really glad to say we've got 4 candidates, 3.5. But that one for District 1, I'm going to reserve comment on that one. But, I mean, we've got seats open in Covington. And this is your job to check into. I know there's a ton of people running in Clifton Forge.
You don't pay me enough. Why don't you have Zabrowski do it for me?
Well, then do it. Tell him. That's your job to tell him. I got to delegate.
Delegate. What do you delegate?
I'm delegate. Well, I made him the online editor.
That's true.
And he delegated to you. I taught him that. He delegated the interlocutor to that Facebook page, whatever that word was you said. Moderator.
Moderator.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we got seats open. We've got local elections coming up November 6th. And we're going to talk about that next week.
I know. We're almost halfway through October already.
I know. That's hard to believe.
Halloween's coming up soon.
Yep. I've got my costume already picked out.
What are you going to be?
Male stripper.
Oh.
Yeah, and I what I'm going to test every May, I put the World Naked Gardening Day post on Facebook.
Yeah, and then you get it taken
and
down.
then I end up in Facebook prison for a couple of days,
because that is real, folks.
Yeah, and get my privileges taken away from me on Facebook.
Yeah, for like 24 hours.
Yeah, because I post World Naked Gardening Day, and it's not even my butt that I put on.
I know, it's some random picture.
Yeah, and so I'm going to see if I put on there about I'm going to be a male stripper for Halloween, if that'll get taken down. It's like
you're not going to put a picture of you in your birthday suit, are you?
Oh my God, people aren't ready for that.
No.
But if I wanted to and create some kind of film company, I could call it Pimple Butt Productions.
Ooh.
Think about that one.
Ooh.
Wow.
I think that's the cue to wrap up the
cue.
show.
But make sure you tune in next week, folks. It is going to be a serious topic
Yes.
next week. We'll be talking about local elections. If you have any questions about the local elections coming up or the process, how it works, go on and send us some messages, and we'll talk about that next week.
Yes, send us a message at website at thevirginiareview.com or send us on Facebook as well. We're giving you a heads up notice of what the topic of the main event is going to be next week. So this is your opportunity, listeners, to ask us or send us questions in or comments, concerns, whatever it may be. This is your moment to send us anything in.
All righty. Say goodnight, Gracie.
All right, folks, we hope you've been entertained throughout the show, and we hope you stay tuned throughout as well. I'm out of Benz. For David Crosier, I'm out of Benz. We'll talk to you all next week with episode number 11 of Breaking the Barrier.
Go Red Sox.
You donkey.
Break it down!